I just whacked myself.
Of all the characters in The Sopranos, Christopher Moltisanti is one of the most tragic. As a young mobster in the DeMeo crime family, he was practically groomed into the mob life, having lost his father Dickie, who was the idol of mafioso Tony Soprano. Chris is an heir apparent and basically a second son to Tony, with so much potential, and yet his arc ends in destruction. Drained of his dreams, turning to addiction to cope with the life he secretly hates, and then killed by the very person he gave his soul to.
That's the guy, Adriana. My Uncle Tony. The guy I'm going to hell for.
Again, Chris is a tragic character, but of all the tragedies he goes through, even the nose close, I think there's one that may be overlooked. I'm talking about when Tony orders Chris to whack Detective Lieutenant Barry Hadu. In the season 4 premiere for All Debts Public and Private, Tony orders Chris to kill Hadu, the man who's apparently responsible for Dickie's death. Except it's not a gesture of goodwill. It's secretly a move to secure Chris's loyalty to Tony.
What I've been dealt is my nephew. And over the last couple of months, I started the process of bonding him to me inseparably.
And worse yet, when Chris finally confronts Hadu.
Look, I don't know who told you I had anything to do with the death of your father, but their information is faulty. You're being set up. He's lying to you, whoever he is.
So, it begs the question, did Chris whack the right guy?
I didn't.
Now, the blunt answer to this question is, there is no answer. Much like the ending and other scenes in The Sopranos, it's left intentionally ambiguous. David Chase loved leaving mysteries and stuff up to the audience to interpret. So naturally, there's been a lot of discussion around the show in scenes like this one, with people coming to all kinds of different conclusions. Some fans believe Tony is being honest about the situation, including Bobby's actor, Steve Sciarippa.
You remember Dickie Moltisanti? No, the way he says it, he's lying.
You remember Dickie Moltisanti?
No.
No?
Meanwhile, some believe Tony's a liar. Some think Hadu is lying to save his own skin, or money, while others think he wasn't Dickie's killer at all. Some think Hadu may have had something to do with it, but wasn't the killer, and Tony only knows so much. You get the picture. Now, it is worth noting that an alleged shooting script of The Many Saints of Newark, the prequel Sopranos film about Dickie Moltisanti, just about answers the question where it's implied Tony is telling what he thinks is the truth to Chris. In the show, Tony talks about a rumor that Dickie's rival Jilly Ruffalo had Hadu whack Dickie for blinding him in one eye. In the film script, Junior secretly asked Jilly to deal with Dickie, requesting Jilly's cop do it, which would imply Hadu is the killer. But obviously, we don't get this meeting with Jilly in the final film, so it's all a big nothing. This is also the same script that has Junior get Dickie whacked, not for laughing at him falling down some stairs, but because Dickie found out Junior was a pedophile. Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that.
You know what? This is too fucked up for me even to think about.
Discontinuing the lithium aside, I have a theory that Chrissy didn't whack the right guy. I think Tony is completely lying and manipulating Chris into killing someone who wasn't Dickie's murderer to secure himself a loyal lapdog. Just knowing Tony's character and backstory, I don't buy that he would let Chris kill Dickie's killer. Not at all. Because Tony would do it himself.
Good morning, Rat.
In the season 1 episode College, one of my personal favorites, Tony targets a rat who used to be in the DeMeo family, all the while taking a college tour trip with his daughter Meadow. It's a pretty wild setup, but it works, and it helps show how impulsive Tony can be, endangering his own daughter because of his emotions. Chrissy himself even offers to handle the situation, but Tony refuses.
I'll make sure you and Meadow clear the state before anything happens. We don't ever meet face to face.
This is my thing. You stay put. End the discussion.
Then consider what we know about how Tony views Dickie. I'm sorry to return back to The Many Saints of Newark, although it really does show how much Dickie meant the world to Tony. Dickie is heavily implied to be the reason Tony joined the mafia world to begin with. He's an idol to the guy. Someone he looked up to arguably more than his own father from what we see in the film and the show. I guess my question to you guys is, if we know Tony is a highly impulsive guy, willing to make his daughter's college tour trip a manhunt so he can choke the life out of a rat, what do you think he would do to someone he thinks is his idol's killer? Now yes, could Tony have found it in his heart of hearts to give Chrissy this opportunity for vengeance, even if it's ultimately a Machiavellian scheme? Yeah. And could Tony have reined it in for once and not crashed the hell out? Like he just suddenly locked the hell in on something that needed a perfect D20 not to crash out about. Sure, but I just don't buy it.
He couldn't fucking sell it.
Tony killed a top earner because they killed a horse. So when Tony says Hadu was useful and that's why he's been spared so long, it's hard to believe. Could Tony really set aside his emotions for the sake of business over a dude who killed his role model? He couldn't even handle his emotions with Ralphie or a business partner seeing his ex. That's really why I don't think Tony believed Hadu had anything to do with the hit. It was a pure lie on his part, and it's why he's so calm here. There's nothing to get emotional about. It's really that calmness that acts like a giveaway something isn't right. And something not being right is sort of the vibe of the episode. Truth be told, while The Sopranos is a show where characters are constantly lying to each other or themselves, this one's almost an exception. Nearly everyone is lying and manipulating each other here. Danielle, an FBI agent, goes undercover to befriend Adriana and spy on the family. Johnny Sachs is manipulating Paulie in the can to make him buddy up to New York. There's the mole in the hospital putting up with Junior, and this bush rustling around tricks Tony into thinking it's the ducks he loves so much when it's just a squirrel. Real betrayal right there.
How much more betrayal can I take?
Speaking of Tony though, we have him lying and manipulating people multiple times as well. He lies about there being no cash in the house to his wife Carmela, then hides stacks of it inside. He convinces his uncle Junior to sell him property in Newark that he secretly learned will go up in value, which given Junior's financial difficulties is just a real scumbag move. And lastly, we know for certain he's manipulating Chris. We don't know the exact nature of his manipulation, because he never says if he's lying or not about Hadu. But given everything else, is it that much of a stretch to say he is? The final note I have about Chrissy not whacking the right guy is the ending. For All Debts Public and Private has the only ending out of all 86 episodes where there's no fade or cut to black. Instead, we have a freeze frame of the $20 bill Chris stole from Hadu as a trophy, placed on his mom's fridge. The whole thing feels off. Not helped by the fact the song playing over the scene is World Destruction by Time Zone, talking about the human race becoming a disgrace, Quasimodo predicting the Antichrist. It's pretty dark stuff, and it doesn't feel like an uplifting or even bittersweet ending for Chris here. It's like the ending is showing how phony the kill truly is. We zoom into the eye of the dollar, and you know the saying that the eye is the window to the soul? Well, this eye isn't real. It's part of a soulless token representing something supposedly valuable. It's a symbol of materialism. And is that a good omen? Is it a good thing the symbol signifying Dickie being avenged is $1 when The Sopranos isn't really pro-materialism?
The comic part of it for me was that Americans had gotten so materialistic and so selfish that it made a mob boss sick. It was about money and death, and they're related somehow.
So just knowing David Chase and the writers weren't exactly advocates for money and materialism makes the dollar a very bad sign in my eyes. I can go even further than that. Not saying Chase is Charles Schwab over here, but the US dollar is a fiat currency. It's not backed by any commodity or anything valuable like gold or silver. It's backed by our collective trust and belief in its value. I mean, the US military probably helps, but trust and belief are the big things we'll focus on here. In the same way we believe and trust that $1 is something valuable, Even though there's no gold or silver backing it up, Chris believes and trusts that the dollar, the kill, is valuable. He believes in its worth, how it represents bringing justice for Dickie, when that belief is the only value it has. That's it. There's no true value behind the dollar or kill. It's all what Chris believes. And what's sad is, there's a moment he doesn't even believe in it.
He's lying to you, whoever he is.
Wouldn't make any difference. He wants you dead.
What's so tragic to me about this dilemma is how messed up it is on so many levels. Chris likely knows somewhere deep down inside that the hit's BS, but like he says,
Wouldn't make any difference.
Tony wants Hadu killed, and you can't say no to the boss. He says Hadu was Dickie's killer, and you can't say he wasn't. Chrissy has no true choice here. What should be a major moment for him to find release and become emotionally debt-free from the loss of his father is a choice pressured upon him for the sake of a Machiavellian scheme. It's a private, permanent debt manufactured for him. Plus, that initial moment where he has his doubts about Hadu, again, it doesn't matter. Chris buys in at the end, hanging the dollar up. His gut feeling something's wrong is never followed through with. Instead of getting the hell out of the life, he lets it annihilate him and the one person who loves him most of all, out of the false hope the life is truly valuable, when it's not. In the end, despite all of his potential, Chris dies how he started, as Tony's driver. Like AJ would say,
That's dicked up.
thank you guys for watching. While I do focus a lot on Fallout with this channel, I do like talking about one of my favorite shows every once in a while. Also, if you feel like supporting the channel, there's links in the description, including to my Patreon, where for just $1, you get to become a champion of the wastes. So instead of this, you get to be this. Now, fork over the money, please. But seriously, thank you guys for watching. Much more to come. In the meantime, stay safe out there.